let's say hypothetically somebody drops off a baby on your doorstep and you have no idea who it is. You take that baby in, you begin to care for that child, bond with that child. From the time that you call your adoption attorney, how long does it take to adopt that child? And the answer is approximately 3 months. The legal process takes between 2 and 3 months. Now, let's say that's not usually how babies come to you. Usually people start through the domestic adoption process through either word of mouth, getting their name out into the community, telling family, friends, church groups, we are interested in bringing a child into our home that needs a loving, stable family. How long does it take from the time a person starts that until the adoption process is finalized? So if you just add on a 3 month to the end of that for the legal process, really the answer is I've seen people tell just a few family members, and then they get a call the next weekend and they say, hey, a woman just delivered a baby at the hospital and she knows she can't parent. She wants an adoptive family to care for her child. So it could be a couple days or it could be 2 years. And it's really interesting to see how God works in those situations. Usually God blesses, in general, God blesses effort and work, and so there is some work to getting your name out into the community, but sometimes God does whatever He wants to do, and He brings a child across an adoptive family's path in a couple days. And so it's really hard to put an estimate on how long that time process takes, but we try to shepherd people and guide people through that process. What are sort of best practices for how to get your name in the right places where there may be a young parents that know that they love their child, but that they're not in a healthy place to parent their child. And the other side that you can think about domestically is agency adoption. And agencies that are getting high numbers, 20 to 30 domestic adoptions a year, those agencies, I would expect that you shouldn't be waiting more than a couple years. But again, when a birth parent comes into an agency, the agency will probably show that birth parent maybe 5 different profiles, 5 potential adoptive families. And so it's whatever family that birth parent connects with is who that birth parent is going to choose. So there's still some uncertainty there too. Again, I think when you're choosing an agency, ask those questions. In what order do you show profiles? If somebody's been on the list for 2 years, does their profile get shown first? Is it first in, first out kind of inventory lingo? Ask these kind of questions. And then with international adoption, it really is based on the country. China is probably the most efficient country. That's one reason they have the highest numbers. Basically, all adoptions from Africa have kind of closed down for complex reasons. India is between a 2 to 4 year process. Hungary is about a 2 year process. And most other countries, from the time you start an international adoption, are about a 2 year process. So how long does it take to adopt a child? The legal process is about 3 months, all things being equal, and the process of getting your name out or going to an agency for domestic adoption really could vary widely. And then international adoption could be anywhere from 2 years to 4 years, depending on the country.